Okay, very nice. So we're now on to the call to action slide, which is currently in the shell, slide number 7. And so the call to action is only a part of the conclusion for students that are choosing persuade. So if you're doing a topic of policy or change in the beliefs, attitudes, values, actions of society or people, then what you want to do is have a call to action, because that's a persuasive speech. So in the call to action, I ask for 3 things from students. 1, that they're specific about what they're asking their audience to do. 2, that the thing they ask is attainable, reasonable for the audience to do. And I'm also asking for you to ask the audience to do something today, as immediately as possible before they leave the room. So 3 things: specific, attainable, and today. SAT, SAT. That's what I'm asking for students to do. All right, so what do I mean by specific? I don't want you to be ambiguous. So in response to today's speech, I would like you to really think about this. Or in response to today's speech, I would like you to take action. How can I think about this? And how am I supposed to think about this? Or how can I see the take action, right? So I want it to be something very, very specific that you ask your audience to do. So in response to today's speech, I'll ask for you to take coupons in the back of the room and go purchase one of these products to be using in your home, right? So that's specific. I know exactly what you want them to do. Attainable or reasonable. I want whatever you ask them to do to be something that would be possible for an audience to do after getting 5 to 8 minutes worth of material from you. So let's imagine that you have a speech on like atheism and why you yourself are an atheist, maybe. So maybe your call to action wouldn't be something like, so in response to today's speech, I would like you all to go home and burn your Bibles. That wouldn't be realistic in 5 to 8 minutes, because there's some people with some really firm convictions of why they believe what they believe. But if you were to say instead, in response to today's speech, the next time you're talking to an atheist, it'd be nice if you could just be a little bit more gentle with them and understand why they might be coming from where they're coming from. Right? So, and of course, I need you to do something specific more than that. What I mean by that is something reasonable. So if you were to follow that up with something specific, and I would like for you to take the cards in the back of the room that remind you of the 5 reasons why lots of people are atheists, right? So that's something that's attainable for them to do. Or if you gave a speech on, why we need more funding for our local, humane societies, then you wouldn't want to say, so in response to today's speech, I would like you all to give $1,000. That's not reasonable. Chances are most college students don't have that kind of disposable income, and they're certainly not going to give it after a 5 to 8 minute speech. They're not going to give it to you, right? So they probably want to give it to the agencies directly. So make sure it's attainable. Okay. Let's go to the last one, today, in the room. So these need to be something of immediate action. Now, sometimes I have students that are delivering their speeches in a video recorded fashion. So if you ask for people to sign a petition, maybe you have a Google Doc link where they can put their names on it. If you're asking them to take some further information, put a link to the document that gives further information, or maybe it's a link to a site that has further information. So make these artifacts of immediate action, like a coupon. Maybe it's a coupon code, and sometimes online it's like a code like Buttercup. And if you put Buttercup in, you get 10% off a purchase, something like that. So give the students something to interact with. If you're face-to-face, then go to the back of the room and grab something on the way out. I had one student do Coke versus Pepsi. And so they had 2 24-packs in the back of the room. And the way you voted on which one you liked more after hearing the speech was to take a Coke or a Pepsi on the way out of the room, which I thought was a genius thing to do. So give something observable for students to do, whether you're online or face-to-face. Okay, yeah, I think that gets at the today, before they leave the room. It's not going to be like something later on in the day. It's something immediate that they can click on or go take. I hope that helps you. SAT, specific, attainable, and today is what I want in your calls to action.